Hi guys and welcome. You're joining me today to put a new zip in a pair of denim shorts. So it's going to be the same process if you was putting a zip in a pair of jeans. So as she's pulling it down, the zip is coming undone. There you see, coming undone the zip. So I'm going to be putting a new zip in today. So I'm going to start off first of all by unpicking the area that needs unpicked to get the old zip out. So I'm going to be unpicking all this twin stitching here, which is going to undo this because the zip is actually stitched onto this inside flap, not the outside one. And then it's got a tack which holds that in place, which is here. So I'm going to be undoing that, and then I'm just going to be unpicking this area here, about an inch on the waistband, and then I'm going to be undoing this area on the opposite side of the waistband. Let me just get my glasses down. So I'm going to start by unpicking the waistband first. Right, so I've got my zip foot on, and I've got my cotton on to match. So I'm going to start first of all by putting this side on. I'm just going to make sure that that is coming half over where the overlocking is, like so, like that. To make sure that that's a little bit further up. Making sure that the waistband is out of the way at this point as well, because I don't want to be sewing anything on that at this moment in time. So that's the zip in, and what I need to do now then, I need to just stitch this flying position. So I'm going to make sure that that's coming right up to where the T4. Just make sure that I've got the waistband out of the way again. pull the zip past there and stitch that down to the bottom. Let's get that cotton trimmed off. And what I need to do now is just stitch the waistband back in place. So where it's unpicked here, I'm going to take it back an inch and start there. So that side of the zip is stitched back on. So we're going to look at getting the zip on this side now. Right, I need to put the other side of the zip on at this point. So I'm just going to undo that. Because on your joke you've got 2 feet for separate sides, so I'm going to put the other side on now. And you're wanting the foot that's going to get close to the teeth. So this is all out from under the waistband. And I'm lining this up with that 2 rows of stitching. Now you can quite happily go to your table, your work surface, whatever your workstation is, and pin this in place if you need to. So I've got my zip lined up with the end, and like I say, that is running where the other zip was. Trim that off, and then I'm going to do a twin stitching because there was 2 rows of stitching on this. Trim that off, trim them off. I'm going to see what I'm going to do first. First of all, I'm going to stitch this bit that I undid. So I'm just going to undo that zip. Right, okay, let's get this in a position where I'm going to stitch this. So I'm making sure underneath that nothing is caught underneath it. I'm going to zip that zip up, and I'm going to just put that there. So this is laying flat for me to re-stitch in place. And I think with this is, I need to get this flap, what's on the other half, out of the way. Now I'm going to need to put a thicker needle in that because it's really thick, this point here. So I'm going to put, I think I've got an 80 at a minute, but I'm going to put an 110 in it and take that one out. There we go. Right, okay, so I'm just going to make sure again that that other side is out of the way, and it is. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to follow that original line that I unpicked. But while I'm doing this, I'm making sure that the flap is laying flat. And once again, you can go to your work surface and pin this down if you're not confident in just doing it like I'm doing it. Bringing it back, and then I'm going to do the second row of stitching because it was 2 rows if you remember. Again, making sure that that side is out of the way at this point. and then again following where that original stitching was. Just get that bit of cotton out of there. And I've got my foot off the pedal at this point because I know I'm close to the needle with the motor running. Pulling the top of the waistband out of the way, so I'm not stitching it in while I'm doing this. Pull that away. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do now then at this point, I'm going to re-stitch the waistband in place. Let me undo that. So I'm making sure that that's laying flat, there on the inside, and I'm going to show it on the right side of the fabric. And start right at the end where I unpicked it to, and then I need to do some back tacking here, making sure that that is together. And then when I come to where I started unpicking it, I'm going to go an inch over. And give that a good back tack. Pull it away. Right, so all that's left to do now is where this flap is. Just get these cottons out of the way. Right, so I'm going to just fasten that up. Zip it up. And then I'm going to stitch down. If you remember, that was tacked in place there, wasn't it? So I'm just going to tack that down, back in place. Right, so I'm just going to tack this down to the bottom of that where it was tacked before. I'm just making sure that that's all lined up, so that's all flat. And once again, you can go and pin it if you feel you need to do. And make sure that's, in fact, I'm going to do it from this side because it's only the overlocking that I'm going into. Good back tack, pull it away. Let's trim all these excess cottons off. So you can see there that that's in how it was. It's stitched again on the waistband. That's been reinforced where it was, and then you've got your double stitching around here and your zip there. Pull them up, and then I've just reinforced where it was reinforced there on the bottom. So that's the finished job with the new zip in place. So that's how you replace the zip, guys, in either denim shorts, jeans, denim skirts, trousers. But you want to always try and get the same coloured cotton. I mean, I went for a baby blue to match the blue as close as I could, but it wasn't the thick cotton that there was originally stitched with. But it's not a million miles off. It doesn't shout out that it's different cotton. And if you haven't done this before, replacing a zip, it can be tricky to start off with, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now, if you're not comfortable doing it freehand like I did, because I have done lots of zips, and when you have unpicked a zip, there is needle marks where the original zip was, so you have got the lines there to re-stitch it in place. But if you're not confident, then just take it to your workstation, work table, wherever you do your work when it comes to sewing, and pin it in place, and then unpin it as you're stitching it down. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and it's been helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Take care for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.